Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Wina. So, as you can see, we saw how to know the description of your dataset. Just a recap of what we learned. How to see the rows and columns, number of rows and columns, number of rows and columns of the dataset. So, df.shape, where you get the number of rows and the number of columns. A summary of the statistics of the dataset, df.describe function. Summary of the data frame, df.info function. List of column names, you have all the columns in the dataset. This is important if ever you have a very big dataset where you have lots of columns. You won't see it in one view. You will have the scroll button though, but you'll have to scroll every time. So here you get an overview of how many columns you have and what are they. Data types of each column, what are the data types, and the unique values, the count of the unique values in each column. So we saw that. Now for today we're going to see how to select and filter data. As I told you, escape N, you get a markdown. So selecting and filtering data. This is quite big. Let's just add another command button and shift enter. You get a title. Okay. Now if you want to know, you want to select a single column. Okay. You select a single column. You do bracket, square bracket, and here you can put single inverted commas or double inverted commas. It becomes opening and closing automatically. You decide. Normally I put single inverted commas. And let us take, for example, only one column. Let us take glucose. Something that you have to learn in Python, you have to know, whenever you're putting a text that's already in the dataset, you have to use inverted commas because this is a string. So you have to recognize it as a string in Python. So df glucose. Here you get all the values of glucose in the data frame. This is for selection of a single column. Now if you want to select multiple columns, select multiple columns. You do df, open bracket. Here for columns always square bracket, okay? So let us take glucose, comma, another column, which let us take blood pressure. And here when you do select a string where you put inverted commas, you can put a space, because here, as you can see, here we don't have space, but in some places you have a space. There you can put a space. If I did this, you have to try it. If I did this, and if you select two columns, you have to put double square bracket, okay? Double square bracket. If I did this, it doesn't get recognized, okay? You have an error. It says blood pressure is not in index. It doesn't recognize blood pressure as this. You have to remove the space, because here blood pressure is written like this, without a space. You have to put it exactly as it is. Now it recognizes glucose and blood pressure. You have two columns. Now if you want to go on and on, you can select another column. Let's say BMI. So as you can see, the double square bracket, it is used when you choose more than one column. So you can choose 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, multiple columns. This is for choosing columns. Now let us take positioning of the different data in the data frame. Let us say we're going to select the first row in the dataset. How to do that? You do df.iloc. iloc, it is a code used to locate a specific data that you want, iloc. And it is always used with indexing. So first row, it starts with 0. Index in computer is, it starts with 0. So a first row is 0, second row is 1, third row is 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3. If you have 4 rows, it starts 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 rows. Columns also 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 columns, 0, 1, 2, 3. You have to understand this. 0 is very important in programming. This is the first index of any positioning of any data. So df.iloc, you're choosing the first row. The index is 0. Shift enter. So this is the first row. These are the values for the first row. Here are the columns. Okay, it's classified as pregnancy, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness. These are the values of the first row. Here you can see it. 648, 72, 35. See it here, the first row. Head. Here. This is what we are selecting. 648, 72, 35, and so on and so forth. Okay. So as I told you, the first row starts with 0. This is the index column. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes on to 768. Okay. Now, if you want to select the first column, df.iloc. Column, you have to put a column. We call it this column 0. This selects the first column. Sorry, you have to put a comma. Here select all the columns. You have to put a comma to select the first column. So this is for pregnancy. Name pregnancies, and you have all the data for pregnancies in the first column. So 61810, you have it here. 61810. This is the first column that is being selected. This is selecting the first column, okay? Now you want to select, for instance, you want to select the first 5 rows and first 3 columns. First 5 rows, first 3 columns. This you will get with practice. Sometimes you will do some mistakes, but it comes with practice. So first 5 columns. So it starts with 0, 2, 5. Okay, first 5 columns. Then first 3 columns. 0, 2, 3. Let us see. Okay, so 0 first 5 columns, 0 to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it takes all the 3. This is how you filter data. You have to try it because sometimes you won't get it immediately. You have to try and see. But it's good that you remember this index. It's very important. Now, something very specific. You want to select rows where the column name has a certain value. For instance, let's say we want to see some people with a specific age. You say, so filter rows where the column name has a value. So what do we do? df.lock. You have to locate it, right? Then you go into dataset and you choose the column name. df, let us say glucose. You want to know a value of glucose where it has a certain value. Glucose is 5. You filter this. Mm, 5 is not a string, sorry.